Team leaders who facilitate knowledge sharing and engender trust contribute to team effectiveness, while the separate effects of leaders' trust and knowledge sharing on team performance are well documented. Few scholars have investigated the specific links between these factors. The study examined the relationship between the leaders as the knowledge builder, trust in the leader and in the team, knowledge sharing and team performance. Surveys were collected from 34 engineering project teams and 18 managers in a large automotive organization. The results indicate that by building the team's expertise, leaders enhance team members' willingness to rely on and disclose information in the team, which in turn increases team knowledge sharing. Team knowledge sharing significantly predicted leaders' and managers' ratings of team performance. The theoretical and practical implications of findings are discussed. First, this study examines the leader's knowledge building role and how it affects knowledge sharing and team performance, whereas the studies cited above mainly examined transformational leadership. Second, this study examines team members' trust in two references, the leader and the team. It advanced our understanding by examining how trust in the leader and trust in the team may mediate the relationship between leadership role performance and knowledge sharing. Third, this study deepens understanding of the pathway to knowledge sharing by examining the effects of leadership on two behavioral expressions of trust, willingness to rely on another and willingness to share sensitive information with another.
Conceptual framework of this journal article draws on the literature in knowledge management, project team leadership, organizational trust, and general organizational behavior theory. As we can see in Figure 1, the framework posits that leadership role behavior, knowledge builder, together with trust in the leader and team have significant effects on team knowledge sharing, which in turn has a positive effect on team performance. We have 4 hypotheses from this article from 3 different categories. The first category is leadership roles and knowledge sharing. Hypothesis 1 assumes that the knowledge builder role will have a positive effect on team knowledge sharing. The second category defines trust as a mediator of the relationship between leadership and knowledge sharing. Within this category, the author talks about trust in the leader and trust in the team. Hypothesis 2 believes that the impact of the leader's knowledge builder role on team knowledge sharing will be mediated by reliance-based trust and disclosure-based trust in the leader. Hypothesis 3 illustrates the impact of the leader's knowledge builder role on team knowledge sharing, which will be mediated by reliance-based trust and disclosure-based trust in the team. The third category would be knowledge sharing and team performance. Hypothesis 4 states that team knowledge sharing will be positively associated with team performance.
A series of regression analyses were performed to test each of the hypotheses. The results are shown as follows. The first one is knowledge builder role significantly predict team knowledge sharing, which supports hypothesis 1. The second one is trust in the leader does not significantly mediate the relationship between knowledge builder and team knowledge sharing, which means hypothesis 2 is rejected. The third one is trust in the team mediates the relationship between knowledge builder and team knowledge sharing. According to these results, It is concluded that leaders' performance as a knowledge builder significantly enhances knowledge sharing in the team indirectly by enhancing team members' trust. To reinforce the above results, interviews were conducted and the content analysis of these interviews suggests that most of the leaders facilitate knowledge sharing through the following ways. The first one is challenging team members and encouraging them to try new approaches. The second one is initiating processes to develop and share the team expertise. The third one is scanning the environment and bringing outside expertise. Furthermore, another regression analysis was conducted to test hypothesis 4, and the result indicates that team knowledge sharing significantly predicts team performance, which demonstrates the importance of exchanging ideas and information between team members.
The research method was based on sample and data collection. Participants were from 34 team leaders and 2,069 team members of an engineering department in an Australian automotive company. In quantitative research, questionnaires were assigned to measure knowledge builder role, team performance sharing, trust in leader and trust in team performance. As a result, 62% of team members and 85% of team leaders replied. In qualitative research, interviews were arranged on 28 team leaders about the role of leadership, trust in knowledge sharing, the impact on knowledge sharing on team performance. Here are some results. There is a strong correlation among 3 variables. Trust in leader doesn't significantly mediate the relationship between knowledge builder and team knowledge sharing. Reliance-based and disclosure-based trust fully mediates the relationship between knowledge builder and team knowledge sharing. Leaders' performance enhances knowledge sharing in the team indirectly by enhancing team trust.
Apart from the improvement in knowledge sharing as summarized, trust also boosts team performance from many other aspects. Trust figures in a component of a supportive organizational environment, which helps the followers in making decisions and confronting conflicts. Moreover, trust serves as a mediator of the effectiveness of ethical leadership practice. The higher level of trust the leader has, the more efficient his other leadership practices would be. Within an organization, trust enhances cohesion, collaboration, and communication, which in return leads to improvement in work effectiveness, innovation, decision-making, and employee satisfaction. High-trust organizations behave in a more ethical manner, which is why a high degree of trust is considered as the mark of an ethical organization. The leader is the key to develop organizational trust. Leaders should focus on promoting policies and practices that encourage a benevolent and principled ethical climate, which is helpful in building trust. Several leadership behaviors and traits foster organizational trust, such as compassion, humility, courage, consistency, caring, encouraging an open atmosphere, keeping promises, and communicating mission and vision clearly. In addition, the modeling effect of the leader plays a vital role in building trust, so that the leader must act with honesty and integrity to promote trust in organizations.
The major aim of this article was to advance understanding of how leaders can foster the sharing of knowledge within their teams. It extends the literature by examining how the leadership role of knowledge builder and two aspects of trust. In performing the knowledge builder role well, leaders enhance team knowledge sharing. Findings provide insight into how trust in the leader and team each contribute to an understanding of knowledge sharing once the influence of leadership is taken into account. Team knowledge sharing was an important predictor of team performance, which is able to meet project goals, achieve quality, meet customers' expectations, and achieve efficiency. The limitations of the study manifested that results are based on subjective ratings rather than objective data. The study sample came from one company in one industry, and a study of these project teams was a snapshot in time. Also, the study has its limitations for practice, which reveals genuine trust in the team but not trust in the leader. Distributed leadership of the knowledge build role could be achieved by rotating the role amongst team members, and practical ways of sharing knowledge such as knowledge fairs, mentoring, shared databases, project reviews, and new ideas presentations. For future research, it would be interesting to investigate whether shared team leadership of the knowledge builder role is superior for team knowledge sharing compared to a formal top-down leader model. Test the causal relationship between trust and knowledge sharing. Expand the set of indicators of team performance associated with knowledge sharing, and incorporating the knowledge builder role and considering the influence of trust process.
Support innovation, leadership matters. Keep learning, streamline processes, build commitment, get the team involved in managing resources, hire the right people. Leading from trust, leadership development is not dead, but it does need reformulating. The scale is different. For one thing, the new world needs many more leadership-capable people than did the old world, and the teaching of trust needs to be defined. 3 points in particular are key: trusting and trustworthiness, virtues and values, risk. Ethical leadership is leadership that is directed by respect for ethical beliefs and values and for the dignity and rights of others. It is thus related to concepts such as trust, honesty, consideration, charisma, and fairness.
Every 7 7 7 7